38 seasons and still going strong. And now the torch has been passed on the popular news magazine, Inside Edition. We want to welcome the program's new host and Gamecock, Eva Pilgrim. Thank you so much for joining us and congratulations.
Thank you so much. The Gamecock part has gotten some mixed reactions. I forget it's football season.
Well, it does anyways. It does anyways. Yeah, you're either a Clemson fan or you're a Gamecock. But I'm so glad to talk to you and to learn more about you and your history. You're from South Carolina, which is a thrill that we're seeing one of our own represented across the country. So tell us a bit about your journey to where you are today.
I mean, I'm from South Carolina. I grew up there in the Palmetto State, went to the University of South Carolina. My first job was behind the scenes in Columbia. And then one of my girlfriends from college helped me get my first job in West Virginia. And I bopped around to local news markets all across the country before I landed at the network level. And then couple months ago, they called me and asked me if I'd be interested in this job. And I literally lost my mind because I grew up watching Inside Edition. My mother loved Deborah Norville.
Yep.
It was on in our kitchen. So many of my early ideas as a journalist, especially working in local news, I, stole things I saw them do on Inside Edition.
Yeah.
And so it was really a special moment to be able to walk into this newsroom and to see the people behind the show.
Well, so many of us grew up watching Deborah Norville for so many years. She was at the helm. And how does it feel, having been one of those people, one of those viewers and a journalist to boot, to take the torch from Deborah and carry it on into the future?
It was really very cool, if I can say that.
Yeah.
She sent me a nice email right after they made the announcement. And basically was like, I stayed for 30 years. I can't believe I stayed for so long. Right. And it's because it's a great job. And these kinds of jobs are so rare in the business that offer you the ability to be a mother and a wife and a member of your community and get to be a journalist. They don't come open very often for a reason. Yeah. And so I am fully aware of how special this role is, and I'm very grateful for it.
Indeed, indeed. What are some of your favorite stories to cover?
So I cut my teeth as a crime beat reporter. So I like to cover those kinds of stories because it's a rhythm that I know and I enjoy following. So, speaking with police officers and investigators, talking to lawyers once their clients are in court, that's the beat that I sort of came up on. And Inside Edition does a lot of that type of storytelling. And so I'm hoping to keep doing that storytelling here and to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So very excited about it.
So are we. Story after story, year after year, Inside Edition seems to have a secret sauce about it that they can cover some of the headlining stories, but from a very different angle, utilizing footage that nobody else seems to have. How do they do that? How does Inside Edition get really that inside scoop that so many other network programs don't?
Well, here's what I'll tell you. Having gotten to sit here for 2 weeks and watch how the sausage is made, there are a lot of really creative, brilliant minds who work on the show and have been a part of the show for a very long time. And they think about what it is that they can offer that's different. As young journalists, you're always taught to figure out a different angle, to find a different way to tell the story. They do that here brilliantly. And they just know when a story is going to be one of those stories that everyone's going to be talking about. And so these newscasts are filled with those stories. And that's a lot of fun to do. But there is a huge crowd of people behind me that are a part of making that happen.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because it's a day's worth of news crammed into 30 minutes and you come away and it's like, oh my goodness, I just learned so much in such a short period of time. I always look forward to watching Inside Edition. And how do you hope to take this show into the future?
I think for me, what I think about is how people my age and my friends are consuming stories that we're telling, right? Yeah. And so trying to keep their interest and also rise to meet them where they are so that they're aware of what we're working on. And, that's sort of kind of what we're all thinking about, I think all of us, as we tell stories, right? You want people to see the stories you tell.
Well, thank you so much, Eva, for joining us. And of course, you can watch Inside Edition right here on Fox Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. And Godspeed. We're looking forward to watching you every day.
Thank you. Lovely to meet you.
Thank you. We'll be back after this.